Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for FND Racing Friday Night at Talladega Superspeedway. I am Atman Weiss, and I'll be your broadcaster for tonight's race, featuring the Cup cars and the exciting drivers from FND Racing. Now, FND Racing is one of the oldest online racing simulation groups of any racing game / simulation. Their roots go back to Sierra Papyrus's NASCAR 4, which debuted 10 days before Dale Earnhardt's death back in 2001. So now you can, after hearing that date, you can tell why it's one of the oldest online racing simulation groups. The core of the group can be traced back to the Golem 38, which were 104 lap races that Monty Noyes hosted. They then migrated to games like NASCAR 2002 and NASCAR 2003 before jumping to their current location, which is where we are now at iRacing. They are not a league, although they have done the league thing before, so there's no point system or anything. They are now just a group of guys who share the same passion for heart-pumping, white-knuckle superspeedway racing. While they do have a team within the group, they will work with those who race with them when in other races. So if you're looking for great side-by-side racing, then check FND Racing out. And the rooms are open. Unless you prove to be a bonehead, you're welcome to race with us. And yes, the rooms are open. It is exclusively to A class. But if you are watching this broadcast and you are in A class next Tuesday and Friday, feel free to join us. Just don't be a bonehead. So we are going to thank, this race is brought to you by the sponsors of Atlee Weiss Racing, and we're going to thank these following sponsors for their support: Premier Heating and Air Services, Juan's Mexican Cafe and Cantina, Dayton Weiss State Farm, Go-To Property Services, Smith Wraps and Graphics, Damon's Lawn Service and Landscaping, Motivated Auto Sales, Bobby's Auto Service Center, and Amsoil East Coast Synthetics. So thank you to those sponsors for all of their support. You can go back to the beginning of the broadcast and hear the names again. They're great small businesses, arranging from different kinds of things, from food services to HVAC work, insurance, wraps and graphics. So they do a lot of great things. So make sure to check all of those small businesses that I named out. Last Tuesday, we had our Route 66 Summer Speedway Series, the 8th race in the circuit, and that was at Atlanta. And Robert David Ballantyne put in a dominant show with the trucks at Atlanta as he led all 66 laps. Newcomers William Locklear took second, Steve Law third, and Rick B. Nichols fourth, and Douglas Johnson III rounds out the top 5. This race had the most courteous drivers we've ever had, though there were no cautions. Steve Law sat on the pole tonight with a 30.583, and David Anderson had the fastest lap of the race with a 30.652 on lap number 3. There were no lead changes as, again, Robert David Ballantyne led every single lap. So a very courteous performance from all of these drivers, and a dominant performance from Robert David Ballantyne. And one more time, congratulations to him. But we're gonna hope, looks like we're gonna have a new winner, because I don't see him currently listed as one of the names right now. But we'll see if he joins in the next 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Tonight's format's going to be a one-lap qualifier, which is coming up in 2 minutes and 9 seconds. In a 75-lap race, 3 resets, 75% fuel, and this is a newly added rule to the Friday night races: 3 sets of tires. You're limited now to 3 sets of tires. So that should be an exciting new rule that is going to be added. Now, the track that we are racing at tonight is Talladega Superspeedway, and here is some information on it. Talladega Superspeedway lives up to its name of all the closed-circuit motorsports facilities in the world where sanctioned NASCAR auto races are held. It is the fastest. Constructed by the France Family's International Speedway Corporation 10 years after Daytona International Speedway, Talladega was built slightly longer at 2.66 miles and with steeper 33-degree banking, which guaranteed record-setting speeds. The pole speed for NASCAR's first race in 1969 was a stunning 199.466 miles per hour, which is almost 30 miles per hour faster than what the Indy cars were running at Indianapolis Motor Speedway at the time. Rule changes in 1987 mean Bill Elliott's 212.809 miles per hour lap will likely stand forever as the qualifying record at Talladega and for NASCAR as a whole. Talladega Superspeedway is still the fastest track on the schedule. It holds the record for the fastest 500-mile stock car race and produces exciting fender-to-fender racing every year. Talladega also holds the record for most leaders in a 500-mile race and most lead changes as well. Talladega Superspeedway hosts a variety of stock car racing events every year, and competing in high-speed packs at Talladega has proven to be challenging and exciting for iRacers as well. It should be exciting to be back Superspeedway racing after no Superspeedway racing last week. It was postponed, and so now we're back out here tonight. Qualifying is getting ready to go here. And already it looks like Art Peck is having a little bit of trouble getting out of his pit stall. The tires are spinning. So we'll see if he can get that figured out. Looks like he's slowly creeping out of his pit stall. So I believe the fastest in practice was Joe Della Vecchia. Yes, looks like it was. He set the fastest lap with a 47.942. We'll see if that can be beaten here during qualifying. So a lot of different drivers are going to pop up on the screen during qualifying. Looks like it's group qualifying. Huh. So it looks like it's going to be group qualifying. The drivers, I guess, can draft on each other during qualifying. That's something new. I don't believe we've had group qualifying yet during these FND races. We'll get the paint schemes reset, and looks like the first time on the board is also the fastest. Art Peck sets a 55.661. Can that be beaten? No. Oh, yep, Joe Della Vecchia beats it by 4/10. He sets a 55.232. So very fast time for Joe Della Vecchia. Still, Rob Malone needs to set a time. Duke Conrad, Josh Hall, Daniel Keith Jr., David Duke, Brent Day. All of those drivers that I just named still need to set a time. Oh, Dale Willoughby is now on the top of the board. He sets a time of 49.412. But Art Peck not far behind. He's only 2/10 off it. DJ Harris is also 2/10 off with a 49.707. Joe Della Vecchia back on top. He sets a 48.269 while drafting with Joseph Rock. still Rob Malone, Josh Hall, Brent Day still need to qualify. It looks like Joe Della Vecchia is continuing his speed from practice. He set the fastest lap in practice. He's getting some drafting help from the number 001 of Joseph Rock. Like that'll be it for Joe Della Vecchia. Still Joseph Rock remains on the track. He's got Dude Conrad under him. Looks like David Duke is now done. He gets in the grass. Is now down on the apron. We got the 8 of Dude Conrad and the 001 of Joseph Rock working together. They're drafting to try to get up there on the board. We'll see if they can. Nope. They're still about 3/10 off Joe Della Vecchia. At least Dude Conrad is. Looks like Dude Conrad pulls down into the pits after completing that. There's now 1 minute left for drivers to set times. Looks like both Dale Willoughby and Joseph Rock still remain on the track, though Joe Rock got loose and he goes down onto the apron and into the grass. And that'll stop him. I believe everyone is done, as there's still a few more seconds left to qualify, though. Looks like nobody is on the track at this time. So after all is said and done, 10 cars qualified, and Joe Della Vecchia is at the top, setting a 48.269. Though he was exactly 200th off. Donald Keith Jr. also set a very fast time. And we are now gridding for the start of this race. Should be exciting. So starting in the first position, we've got setting a time of 48.269. It's Joe Della Vecchia. Starting second, it's the number 23 of Daniel Keith Jr. In third is the number 78, Daniel Duke. Fourth is the number 7 of Dale Willoughby.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to FND's Friday Night Race. Our Friday Night Races are open setups, and here is the format for tonight. We're going to run 75 laps, 100% fuel. Cautions are on. You do have 3 resets tonight, and I do need to remind everybody you will only have 2 sets of tires to change. So you need to make sure you save your tires. Race leader starts and restarts on green and green only. There's no changing lanes until you get past the start-finish line, and there's no 3 wide until we get on the backstretch. Black flags are cleared under caution laps only. If you get a black flag cleared, you will receive an EOL. Just keep that in mind. iRacing Sporting Code is in effect at all times. If you get involved in an accident and you can't keep up to speed back to pit road, let us know so we can give you an EOL. And I believe other than that, race hard, race clean, and I hope to see everybody at the end. Good luck. Thanks for coming out. And nice lap, front row.
Rob Malone, he does a great job adminning this league. He's also driving tonight in that number 83.
Yeah, you new guys, we've got a lot of guys that race here every Tuesday and Friday night, so we've got a lot of regulars here. We've got a few admins, so unless you act like a bonehead, you'll be able to stay and race no problems.
One more time, front row, Joe Dellavecchia. We haven't seen him a while in these races, but still he is a regular here in FND. But on the top, I've never seen Daniel Keith Jr. in one of these races. We'll see if he can bring some action to the table here at Talladega Superspeedway. Drafting behind Joe Dellavecchia is David Duke in the number 78. I've also never heard of him, but on the top, drafting behind Daniel Keith Jr. is Dale Willoughby. He's also a regular here in FND. So most of the time, about 75% of the drivers in these races are regulars. I guess we'll see what happens. Pace truck pulling onto pit road. You heard the format. This should be exciting. 3 resets, 2 sets of tires, 100% fuel, 75 laps. Only one can win. And let's see who that one driver will be. Green flag is out here at Talladega Superspeedway. And right off the bat, good jump for the number 052 of Joe Dellavecchia. Already, we got a driver moving up to the high side. Bold move, number 78 of David Duke moves up to become the new leader of the high side. So that means now if he does end up clearing the number 052 of Joe Dellavecchia, he can go down to the bottom. Looks like Dale Willoughby has moved down to draft behind Joe. We'll see what that duo can accomplish. But it looks like Dale Willoughby moves up to the high side with Dude Conrad. They're trying to get by Joe Dellavecchia now. And looks like Dale Willoughby ends up clearing him. And you'll see him go down there to the bottom. Nope, looks like he moves back up to the high side. Ooh, that was a close one. The number 052 of Joe Dellavecchia. Looks like DJ Harris and another car go down, and that, oh no. Trying to find the source of this. Here we go. Let me get a full instant replay here. All right, now here is the accident instant replay presented by Go2 Property Services. So watch that 14 Miller Lite car on the bottom between, looks like, so it started off with the 65 and 76 of DJ Harris. Looks like Rob Malone tried to avoid it. Looks like it might have been the 10 car getting into the back of the 14 of Ed Sauls, and they ricochet off the wall, getting Daniel Imrandal and the 18 of Michael Tipton involved in that. And we were only on lap 2, but that marks the first caution here at Talladega Superspeedway. The leader when the caution came out was Dale Willoughby. But we'll see how they re-rack them before the restart. Yep, Dale Willoughby was trying to get down in front of Joe Dellavecchia, and he would have. He had a very fast car with a push coming from Dude Conrad, Eric Laurie, and the other drivers on the top line. And it wasn't really an if, it was more of a when. And I guess the win didn't happen before the caution came out. The 78 of David Duke and the 23 of Daniel Keith Jr. both head on down to pit road right now. Actually, a lot of drivers making their way down onto pit road. We are going to take this time to thank the sponsor of the race, the Atlee Weiss Racing sponsor of the race, and that is Bobby's Auto Service Center. As you can see, the logo is pulled up on the screen right now. Now, Bobby Polk has owned Bobby's Auto Service Center since 2008, and whatever the vehicle, you can trust Bobby's for all your auto repair needs. The staff includes 2 former automotive dealership master technicians, and Bobby himself has over 30 years of experience. They offer Jasper transmissions and motors. It can get any kind of tire you are looking for. Is your check engine light on? With their vast knowledge of computer diagnostics, they can help. They also do state inspections, regular oil changes, and all types of vehicle maintenance.
Tommy Labar picked up 25 points for getting the cone tonight.
And yes, they do brakes and alignments too. Now take it from me, whether you're looking for new tires, need a major repair, or just an oil change, Bobby's Auto Service Center
Good to see you, Tommy.
is
Glad you
the
could.
place to visit. Bobby's is conveniently located at 2862 George Washington Memorial Highway in Hayes, Virginia, right off Route 17. Call them at 804-642-4950 with any questions, or you can stop in and see why they are the area's leading auto service provider. And when you're there, don't forget to tell Jasper the shop dog hi. And yes, the dog is named after Jasper Transmissions. He's a very cute dog. I have a soft spot for dogs, so make sure to tell him hi. So make sure to check Bobby's Auto Service Center out for all your auto service needs, and they should get you fixed up now that we're all back on the road again. Lights on the pace truck should go off, so here is going to be a restart order. Restarting first is number 7 of Dale Willoughby. Second is the 8 of Dude Conrad. Restarting third is the number 071 of Eric Laurie. Restart. We'll just go over the top 5, the top 4. Starting on the bottom is the number 7 of Dale Willoughby. He had a great car, but looks like he lost one of his drafting partners that got him up so far in the pack. Dude Conrad is starting on his outside. We might see him lay a little bit back and try to slip in behind Dale Willoughby and in front of Eric Laurie. Speaking of Eric Laurie, he's starting behind the number 7 of Dale Willoughby. He also helped Dale Willoughby get up front while drafting with him, Dude Conrad, and Dale Willoughby. And on the outside of Dude Conrad is Joe Delavecchia. He was our pole sitter. We know he can set fast times. So watch for him to try to make a run on the outside line. So what a nice looking field of cars here at Talladega Superspeedway. Even after that caution, we still have all 17 of our cars on lead lap. So that should result in some exciting racing. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Pace truck is about to pull in. And yes, pace truck now pulls in. All right, this is exciting. Restart hopefully could last a little bit longer than the previous one. But with that caution, we know there's going to be some exciting action going on. Green flag is back out here at Talladega Superspeedway side by side. Both had a good restart. Dude Conrad and Dale Willoughby remain side by side going into turns 1 and 2. Looks like Eric Laurie remains behind Willoughby and Della Vecchia remains behind Conrad. And the straightaway looks like Conrad right now has a nose over Willoughby. Now looks like he got more than a nose. The number 7 of Dale Willoughby is now at around his quarter panel. Looks like though they've equaled back up with each other. We got Josh Hall. He's now moving up there to help Dude Conrad. The more cars in a draft, the faster they will go, they say. Speaking of drafting right now, I am going to explain the science of drafting. In 1960, race car driver Junior Johnson was gearing up for the second ever Daytona 500 race. But he realized he had a problem. His car was running much slower than those of the top contenders in the race. During a practice run, Johnson noticed that when he pulled up close behind a faster car, his vehicle sped up too. By the final lap of his run, he'd built up enough speed to overtake the other car. Johnson had discovered drafting. Drafting occurs when a car lines up right behind the car in front of it with just inches between their bumpers. Leading cars block the flow of air, creating an area of low pressure behind them. This area acts like a vacuum, sucking the trailing cars forward. The trailing cars push high air pressure over the leading car's spoiler, reducing their drag and also giving them a boost. The more cars that are grouped in a drafting formation, the faster they all will go. Using the drafting tactic, Johnson ended up winning the Daytona 500, even though his car wasn't the fastest on the track. Today, drafting is a common strategy used in NASCAR racing and looks like it's being used in iRacing. So hopefully that kind of helped explain the drafting to you. Uh-oh, looks like Dude Conrad gets in the middle of things as we're now 3 wide. Oh no, Dude Conrad moves up and looks like he got left to dry. All of the other cars are starting to go by him. He hasn't pulled into the top nor, oh no, Josh Hall is loose. And caution is out. Here's your go-to Property Services instant replay. Yep, there we go. Josh Hall just got loose up on the high side. He had Dude Conrad right by him. Ooh. Looks like he missed. He missed all of the cars. I don't know how he made it through that small gap in the field, but he did. So good job to all of those drivers that in the beginning were behind Josh Hall, and they ended up making their way by him. Looks like Josh only made some light contact to the wall. So I'm not sure if he'll need to do anything to his car on pit road. We'll see if anybody goes into the pits here. After 10 laps have been completed in this race. Looks like all of the leaders are heading into the pits because we We are on 100% fuel, though. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars have stayed out, being the likes of like Art Peck and them. But let's see what happens here on pit road. Like a little, I think that was gas and go for Dale Willoughby. He's first off of pit road. Eric Laurie second. The 14 car is third. Delavicchia fourth. Dude Conrad fifth. Rob Malone sixth. Seventh is Eric Laurie. Eighth is the number 18. We got the 9th place car coming. 9th is Josh Hall. So we got DJ Harris and Tommy LeBar on pit road. There we go. Looks like Tommy LeBar is making his way off the pit road. And we'll see what happens later to DJ Harris. Looks like the number 001 of Joseph Rock stayed out. David Duke stayed out. Daniel Keith Jr. stayed out. Richard Still stayed out. And Art Peck stayed out. So the top 5 cars stayed out. I do believe that David Duke, Daniel Keith Jr., and Richard Still went in earlier. So now there's only 2 cars that have not made their way onto pit road. That's Joseph Rock and Art Peck. So since fuel is at 100%, we're going to see drivers going into pit road a lot. And that should result in some major strategy with pit road since the fuel is at 100%. I believe that means that about every 10 laps, these drivers will have to make their way down to pit road. For fuel, I'm not sure about tire wear, but I believe that's fuel every 10 laps. The leaders will have to go on pit road. So next time, we should see it at around lap number 20. Looks like the 2 drivers that stayed out, the top 4 are all drivers that stayed out last time. On the bottom, we got Joseph Rock. He's shown some speed. Same thing with David Duke. Daniel Keith Jr., he was on the front row. And Richard Still, he has been in the back for the majority of the race, but let's see what he can do now that he's in the front. And Art Peck also stayed out, and he hasn't been into the pits all race. See what he can do. While we're pacing, I'll put it on the cockpit cam. This is what it looks like on Joseph Rock's screen right now. He's got a steering wheel, his gloves in view. So if you're used to when you're racing a NASCAR heat or one of those games with the outside view of the car, in iRacing, the only car view you have is from inside the car. You've got your bolts, your fuel, all the switches. Very realistic from the actual inside of a real NASCAR. And everything in iRacing is very realistic to the real thing. We're going to get back out to the outside. Pace truck pulls in. Joseph Rock, 78 of David Duke, front row. They've got the 23 of Daniel Keith Jr. and the 10 of Richard Still behind them. And also don't count out Art Peck as well. Green flag is out here at Talladega Superspeedway. Good jump there for the 78 of David Duke, but looks like the 001 of Joseph Rock has now evened it out between the two. Going into turns 1 and 2, like Joseph Rock has the nose. Alright, now on the straightaway, David Duke has gotten the lead again. But they still remain equal. They're running pretty much equal times. They've got the same amount of cars drafting behind them. I guess it's going to come up with who wants it more. Now looks like the 001 of Joseph Rock has now cleared the 78 of David Duke. But who knows? We could see a rally again from the top line. Looks like Art Peck, who was currently drafting behind Joseph Rock, he's now made his way to the high side along with Dude Conrad. Still though, Joseph Rock is clear of Art Peck for right now. And yes, I say for now. We'll see if we can see a top run rally. And looks like another driver who was recently drafting behind Joseph Rock has now moved up to the high side. Dale Willoughby has now cleared the 001 of Joseph Rock. And he now moves down to the bottom and clears him. That now puts Art Peck as the leader of the high side. And Art Peck and Dale Willoughby are currently equal with each other. Oh, but Art Peck had the jump, and he now clears Dale Willoughby for that lead of the bottom. That now puts Dude Conrad as the leader of the high side. It's like Art Peck, though, has cleared the 8 car of Dude Conrad. I'm not sure if that will last. The top line, that was one after another. First, Dale Willoughby. Dale Willoughby, speaking of him, he moves up and becomes the new leader of the high side. And he's not drafting the 36 of Art Peck anymore. They're now equal with each other after making that move. I think we might see Dale Willoughby has cleared Art Peck, but yep, there he is now. Him, and looks like he also took the 8 of Dude Conrad with them. Dale Willoughby, again, is the new leader of the bottom after being the leader of the bottom 2 other times. Like David Duke moves to the bottom, which now he's going to move back to the top. David Duke is now the new leader of the high side with the big move from Dale Willoughby. I'm not sure if that will last. Some of those drafting cars behind him, Dude Conrad, Art Peck, and Joseph Rock, all of them can move up to the high side and get a push up there to try to clear Dale Willoughby. But for now, looks like...
Anytime, Daniel. We're here every Friday night.
Dale Willoughby still... He's got a large gap right now over... Looks like the 14th car of Ed Sauls and Eric Laurie move up to the high side now. They're trying to make a run to get up by Dale Willoughby. It's in the works. Nobody's picked him up yet, though. He sort of got hung out to dry there. There we go. He's got some support. Joseph Rock, he moves up to the high side, and he becomes the new leader, trying to get up there by Dale Willoughby. Oh, but the 14 of Ed Sauls moves back down. But still nothing changes with him. Joseph Rock still is in the lead here of the high side. Though Art Peck and Dude Conrad could move up any moment. Right now, nobody has been challenging the 7 of Dale Willoughby. That was a very eventful restart. A lot of shifting, moving around, but in the end, Dale Willoughby got a lot more support for that high side. No, it's not Joseph Rock in the lead. That's the 14 of Ed Sauls. He is the new leader of the high side, and he's getting a run right now on Dale Willoughby. He's reached him, I believe, or at least he's side by side right now with the 8 car of Dude Conrad. The top line is having some resurgence. They're getting back up there. Now remaining by the 3rd place car of the bottom. Oh, moving up to the high side, it's the 23 of Daniel Keith Jr. He tags the wall, and caution is going to come out. So we saw him moving up and banging into the wall. Right now, yep, there he goes. He moves all the way up and turns 3 and 4, and he scrapes the wall. Some sparks fly. Then he pulls back in behind Joseph Rock. He pulls up to the high side again. Makes contact with the wall. And then he spins. He looks like he collects Rob Malone. And Rob Malone seems to be the only other car involved in this. So it looks like it's a 2-car accident. But after all is said and done, looks like Daniel Keith Jr. is going to make his way onto pit road right now to make some adjustments, maybe get some Goodyear tire, Sunoco fuel. Like some smoke is coming out of the 18 of Michael Tipton. Regardless, looks like all of the drivers, whether they have damage or not, are going in. Like I said, every 10 laps they're going to be going in onto pit road. Still, Art Peck continues to stay out. Same thing with Joseph Rock. The 10 of Richard Still and the 052 of Joe Della Vecchia. All of them stay out. Dude Conrad wins the race off of pit road. Dale Willoughby second. Eric Laurie third. Michael Tipton fourth. Or no, excuse me. Yeah, Michael Tipton. Fifth was Daniel Emery Dahl. Then 6th, David Duke. 7th, Brent Day. 8th, Rob Malone. Ooh, looks like 9th might go to Josh Hall. 10th goes to DJ Harris. 11th off of pit road, it's Tommy LeBar. And there's still Ed Sauls on pit road. Here he is. He continues to stay out. Both him and Joseph Rock, the front two, both of them have not made a single stop on pit road. Richard Still and Joe Della Vecchia have been on pit road one time, but both of them decided to stay out as all the other leaders went in. So 4 drivers stay out. We still have 17 drivers. No one's manually disconnected yet. going to take this time to personally advertise iRacing. It's a great platform for any racing fan. All you really need is a computer and a wheel to race on. And that's pretty much it that you need to have. You can race with friends, you can watch races, you can spot for a friend. It's just an overall pleasant experience being on iRacing. Front row right now, Art Peck and Joseph Rock. Now, we've seen Joseph Rock on the front row before. Art Peck, he's had a fast car, but both the front row have not gone into the pits. Same yet this entire race. Then after them, Richard Still and Joe Della Vecchia have gone into the pits, but not this most recent caution when most of the leaders had gone in. A quick update on the FND drivers. Currently, Josh Hall in 9th. Is the highest positioned F&D driver right now. So we've got 4, DJ Harris, Josh Hall, Rob Malone, and Daniel Imrindal. So keep an eye on those 4. All 4 of them are part of the F&D team. All right, pace truck pulls in. Got a full crowd here at Talladega Superspeedway. The fans are virtually packed. Here we go. Green flags out here at Talladega Superspeedway. And Art Peck immediately clears the 001 of Joseph Rock.
I'm at the back of the pack, so.
Watch. And yep, he's going to keep it there. But still, Joseph Rock remains the leader of the high side as they're trying to make their way up to Art Peck. We might see some blocking from Art Peck if he wants to. Nope, looks like Joseph Rock is now cleared the number 36 of Art Peck, and yes, he clears him on the bottom. And oh, it didn't take him long to come into the mix. Dale Willoughby is the new leader of the high side. He has been the most. Oh no, Joseph Rock, Art Peck. Caution is out. Oh. Art Peck is being aggressive. We were 3 wide, and normally 3 wide means trouble. I guess it might have been some net code, I'm not sure, but the two of them get into each other regardless of whose fault it was. Ooh, Labar avoids that barely. Looks like a little bit of a bunny hop for the 36 of Art Peck and a little bit of air. Josh Hall, 65, Dude Conrad, Eric Laurie, the cone. All of those things have one thing in common. They were all involved in that wreck, including, yes, the cone. Ooh, Rob Malone, Daniel Rindal. And look who was on the better end of the stick. Dale Willoughby, the most dominant driver so far tonight. Even though he hasn't led the entire race, he's still been up front when it matters most. Dale Willoughby was the leader after that caution. He was going to be the leader anyway, because he had a big momentum on the high side. Like nobody goes on pit road. Oh, yep, dude Conrad, he makes his way down there. A few others looks like. Rendall. I'll do the full count. Joseph Rock, Daniel Emmerdahl, Richard Still, Ed Sauls, Brent Day, and Dude Conrad are all of the drivers on pit road currently. Rob Malone, Josh Hall, Eric Laurie join as well. We continue to pace. Looks like everybody except Ed Sauls has currently made their way off of pit road. Since Joseph Rock went in, that leaves Art Peck still as the only driver that has not made their way onto pit road. Even after all of these cautions, we still have the same amount of drivers that we started with, 17. All right, he's finally going on to pit road. Art Peck, the Dude Conrad, the 65. They all make their way down on pit road. Who else? Rob Malone. So it looks like we're getting ready for the restart. So on the bottom, he's been in the thick of things all day. It's number 7 of Dale Willoughby. On the high side, he actually qualified second, and he started in the exact spot that he is in right now. And if he qualified second, he clearly has a fast car here at Talladega Superspeedway. On the bottom, we got the 76 of DJ Harris. Him and Dale Willoughby both are regulars here in FND, so we might see them work together with each other since they're familiar with each other's driving styles. On the top, another new driver that's joined us tonight, Michael Tipton. We'll see how he does with another fellow new driver, David Duke, in that number 78 car on the high side. So 17 cars is what we started with, and we still have 17 cars. All of them are on the lead lap. We're live right now here at Talladega Superspeedway. Pace truck pulls in. Unlike most racetracks, the start-finish line is not in the middle of the front straightaway, but at the very end. And here we are at that start-finish line. Green flags out here at Talladega Superspeedway. Dale Willoughby and the 78 of David Duke are side by side. I guess you could say they're duking it out. But the number 7 of Dale Willoughby clears him for that first position, along with the number 76 of DJ Harris also clearing him. So a 2-car length gap right now over him. This is only the restart. We'll let everybody get settled and group up with each other before we see any rallies from that top line. I'm thinking that we might see DJ Harris make his way up to the high side. Nope, looks like he's got him on his quarter. Oh, he's there. He had enough room. Right as I said he was going to do that. DJ Harris moves up to the high side in front of David Duke, and he now has a nose over Dale Willoughby. Though Dale Willoughby has now cleared him once more. Because now he's got Joe Della Vecchia behind him. DJ Harris is caught up to Joe Della Vecchia, and they remain side by side for that second position as he's trying to get up to the main prize. That's the first position. They've got a lap car coming up. We'll see how they deal with him. That's Art Peck in the number 36. I think they'll pass him on this lap. Uh-oh! Going through the infield. I couldn't see who it was. Oh, and caution is going to go out. Looks like it's that 23 of Daniel Keith Jr. who started this race in the second position. He was currently behind the 052 of Joe Della Vecchia. He got down on the apron below the yellow line. Then he moves back up. Then he gets loose. Goes through the grass. The landscaping company must not be happy. Makes contact with the wall. Big damage to that 23 machine. Whoa, Rob Malone barely avoiding him. So after all of that, Dale Willoughby currently remains in the lead here at Talladega Superspeedway. As right now they're trying to get up to the pace truck. Looks like Michael Tipton and Ed Sauls both have manually disconnected. It's a shame that we lost 2 good drivers that performed pretty well here. And that now brings us down to 15 drivers. Leaders going on to pit road right now. Or at least the leader. Dale Willoughby makes his way onto pit road, but it looks like Joe Della Vecchia, who is the driver behind him, he stays out. See what happens here on pit road. David Duke has the best spot on pit road, and that seems true as he wins the race off it. Dude Conrad second, Eric Laurie third, 65 fourth, Dale Willoughby fifth, Daniel Immerdahl sixth, DJ Harris is still on pit road. Joe Della Vecchia, on the other hand, he stayed out along with Joseph Rock, Josh Hall, Time LeBar, Richard Still, Rob Malone, Art Peck. So the top 7 stayed out this time by. But that still means that the drivers behind the top 7 have fresh Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel, along with some adjustments. Oh yeah, I forgot, it's fixed setups. Really the only thing you can change is your brake bias and steering ratio. The fixed setup is new for these Friday night races. Normally they're open setup, you can run whatever setup you want to run. But it's fixed, so with fixed setup, the only thing you can change is the brake bias, the steering ratio.
Yeah, Daniel, we'll clear those because that was not your fault. So that's about the only black flag that we will clear without giving you an EOL. So you're good there.
Like the front 7 still remains out on the track. Still surprised. It was an interesting decision for Dale Willoughby, who had a very fast car, to make his way on the pit road, but I guess fresh Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. And I'm sure after a couple of laps, you'll see him back up front. But speaking of up front, here's going to be your top 4 restarting on the bottom. He's had a very fast car. Joe Della Vecchia on the bottom, but Joseph Rock, he's had some interesting strategies that one eventually could play out. On the bottom is he's part of the FND team. He's currently the highest. That's Josh Hall. Above him is Tommy LeBar, another regular here at FND. So that being said, 75% of the top 4 is regular F&D drivers, with 25% of them, that 25% being Joseph Rock, are not.
All right, everybody squared away back there.
We've lost 2. Lost Ed Sauls, and we lost Michael Tipton in the 14 and 18. We're now to 15, still double digits. Despite all of these cautions that we've had, we still have double-digit cars. I'm sure we'll see Dale Willoughby back up here. You have not seen the end of that 7 car. Pace truck pulls in. Bottom. Joe Della Vecchia, top Joseph Rock. What's going to happen here on this restart? 15 cars. Only one can win. What's going to happen? Green flag is out here or restart is back out here at Talladega Superspeedway. We got a good jump from the number 052 of Joe Della Vecchia. He's now cleared the 001 of Joseph Rock. Going into the front straightaway still. It takes a little while for that top line to get themselves figured out. Wow, a lot of drivers are clearing that high side. We got a new leader of the high side, David Duke, in the number 78. So he's very far away from the others. Looks like, though, David Duke moves down, and that now puts Joseph Rock as the new leader of the high side. And just as I say that, Art Peck moves up to the high side. So I guess he's got a lot between him and Joseph Rock, but that considers him the new leader of the high side. Josh Hall moves up there. Art Peck, though, he moves back down to the bottom. So still, Josh Hall in the lead. He's up there with that fourth place car of Art Peck. Now he's between him and Dude Conrad, the fourth and fifth place car. Dale Willoughby's peeking. Does he want to move up there? There's a lot of risks in moving up to the high side. There can be benefits, though, like taking the lead. Was that a risk Dale is willing to take? So far, no. Josh Hall, him and Joseph Rock are trying to make their way back up front as the bottom line is continuing to dominate since the restart. We see maybe Richard Still, Dale Willoughby, Art Peck move up to the high side, try to get by Josh Hall, and then after that they'll get a charge to the front to get by the 052 of Joe Della Vecchia. They start to fall behind again. They just can't get many people up there. We're getting now to the point where it's mid-race and there's been a few cautions. So everybody's trying to just make it to the end. You'll still see some aggression, but I don't think the true aggression is really going to come out till 2 laps to go, honestly. That's when the action really starts to fire up. When everybody knows that, oh, I've only got 3. I only got 2 more laps left before I actually can get this win. Every lap that ticks by is one last lap to try to make a play for the lead. So we see decisions being made quickly. All right, Josh Hall has made his way all the way up, currently to Art Peck, who is in the 4th. Now he's gotten up there to the 3rd. That's Dale Willoughby. He's on his quarter. They're now equal. Now he's making his way up to Richard Still. They're pretty much equal. Now Richard Still with the nose. They're about equal going into the straightaway. And Richard Still is the final car he needs to pass before he can get up there to Joe Della Vecchia. Looks like Joe Della Vecchia and Still clear him. And there he goes. Richard Still makes his way up to the high side and becomes the new leader of the high side. Richard Still and Dale Willoughby right now remain equal with each other. He's now currently equal with Art Peck. There was a two-car wreck back there, but doesn't look like iRacing cautions have came out yet. We continue to race here. Looks like it was Joseph Rock and DJ Harris who were involved in the accident. Hopefully they can get themselves back going. Looks like they already have. That still, yeah. Still is, Richard Still is equal with Art Peck. That third position, he's trying to get up to Joe Della Vecchia, but for the most part, him and Josh Hart are the only cars on the high side. The rest of them are single file. Now they've fallen all the way down past Duke Conrad fourth, past Eric Laurie. Well, now they're equal with Eric Laurie for fifth. We're seeing a big run from that bottom side. And now Josh Hall, he moves down to the bottom. Like Daniel, yeah. The top line has now fizzled out for the most part. Oh, here comes the 23 of Daniel Keith Jr. He makes his way up to the high side. He's the new leader. After we did see a lot of the cars move to the bottom, him and David Duke are trying to make a run. They're now currently equal with Rob Malone in the 8th position. Tommy Labar, he moves up to the high side as well. He's currently equal with Eric Laurie. Eric Laurie, though, he's now cleared up. He's side by side with Josh Hall, who is a former member of the high side. Josh Hall is now cleared him. He's now side by side with Rob Malone. Ooh, Daniel Keith Jr. and Rob Malone, they got very close to each other.
Sorry, Daniel, that was my fault.
Daniel Keith Jr., he moves down to the bottom. And that still keeps Tom Labar as the leader of the high side. Daniel Keith, though, he moves back up there. Same thing with, who's that? The number 78 of David Duke, he also moves up there. They're trying to get the top line going. It just hasn't been working so far. Like Tom Labar, who was the leader of the high side, he moves back down to the bottom. They're They're making their way right now past DJ Harris, who was involved in that caution with... Well, no, it wasn't a caution. He was just involved in a wreck with Joseph Rock. Both of them now a lap down. Right now, they're hoping for a caution. Ooh, Josh Hall moves up to the high side. He's now equal with Eric Laurie. And now he's equal with fourth of Duke Conrad. He's the 8 car. He's fallen back down to Eric Laurie, but he's trying to get by him. Right now they're making their way past Joseph Rock, who's about to go 2 laps down. Let's see if they can pass him cleanly. Yep, the respectful thing to do. He just stays up there, lets them go below him. Yep, they make it him by him respectfully. But while all that's happened, losing the gap, the high side has pretty much fizzled out, except for Josh Hall, who's just gotten hung out to dry. Nobody's drafting behind him. He's fallen all the way back down. Oh, here's Daniel Keith Jr. He's currently equal with Tommy LeBar in 7th. He moves up to the high side, trying to get other people to join him up there. But again, I do think we're reaching the point mid-race where we've seen a lot of cautions. Everybody just wants to keep their cars in contention till the end when it actually matters. The reason why we complete all the other laps in the race is pretty much just to get to the end. So once we get to midway, it's like we're just now waiting. Yeah, we've been past midway for a while. Tom LeBar moves now up to the high side, but then he pulls back down to the bottom. David Duke, though, he still remains up there. He got a little bit loose. He spun back and forth a couple times, but he saves it. I guess he falls behind and he moves back down to the bottom. Oh, but here he is. He's back up there. While we have this time, where there's a little bit of a break in the action, we're going to take this time to do Pump Up the Volume.
Sorry, I was looking at something else there.
Presented by Dayton Wee State Farm, where you can hear the sounds of the race cars. I'll do a bunch of different cameras. And here you go. Hold up, here we do have some action. David Duke has led a field of drivers up. He's currently equal with Art Peck in that number 36. And we've got green flag pit stops going on. Della Vecchia, Willoughby, Duke Conrad, the 65. That now puts the 36 of Art Peck in the lead. They're now single file currently with each other. We've been green flag for a long time. It was a matter of time before we did have some green flag pit stops. Art Peck, David Duke, Tom LeBar, Daniel Keith Jr., the 10 car, and the 25 car. All of them remain out here at Talladega Superspeedway. Right now, they're getting closer to Joe Della Vecchia, who's going to be lap traffic. Let's see how they make their way by him. They're about a quarter of a way between each other. All right, Art Peck, David Duke, and Tom LeBar continue to stay out, running their fuel to the last drop. They continue to get closer to the number 7 of Dale Willoughby. We'll see how they can get by him. They've got about 4 car lengths, or no, more than that. Will they go in this time? No. The 36, 78, and 99 still stay out here at Talladega Superspeedway. As they continue to work their way towards lap traffic, that is Joe Della Vecchia. Yeah, they're going to pass him in turns 3 and 4, I believe. Joe Della Vecchia is remaining on the bottom. He's not getting out of the way yet. Art Peck and David Duke and that number 78 and Tommy LeBar, they make their way on the outside. And they continue to stay out. Joseph Rock is also trying to make his way by Joe Della Vecchia. Will they go in this time by? Looks like the 10 car of Richard Still, he's going to go onto pit road. But still, Art Peck, David Duke, and Tom LeBar still stay out. As we're getting closer to 10 laps to go. They're getting closer to lap traffic car Rob Malone. Rob Malone right now is on the high side. They're going to try to get under him on the bottom right now. I think either in, yeah, they're going to get him in the front straightaway or in turns 1 and 2. There we are, they're side by side. Rob Malone does the respectful thing, moves up to the outside, lets them go under him. That's another car down a lap. Same thing with Richard Still, he's also down a lap. That now puts 8 cars on the lead lap. Still, Art Peck, David Duke, and Tom LeBar continue to stay out, even though the other leaders have gone in. Will they go in this time by? Nope, they continue to stay out. Wish I could tell how much fuel is left. Art Peck hasn't gotten fuel in 32 laps. David Duke hasn't gotten fuel in 28 laps. And Tom LeVar hasn't gotten fuel in 39 laps. They will not go in this time by. So that just adds to their numbers that I just named. Now Tom LeVar is 40, David Duke is 29, and Art Peck is 33. And that's how many laps they've gone without fuel. Starting to think that they might go in this time by. And no, they continue to stay out. And yes, Art Peck is going in. David Duke and Tom LeVar, the three, had waited 41, 34, and 30 laps to go in, but here they are. They are now heading in to pit road. A lot of drivers are going to start to get their laps back. Daniel Keith gets his. Eric Laurie is going to get one of his 2 laps back. And Dale Willoughby takes the lead here at Talladega Superspeedway. He's got Duke Conrad and Brent Day behind him. And they went into the pits earlier than those drivers that had just gone in. David Duke, Art Peck, and Tom LeVar. So Dale Willoughby and Duke Conrad still have single digits on laps after they've gone, laps after getting fuel. Brent Day has gone 11 laps without fuel. But still, he's got a lot more time before he's going to have to go in. So after all of those green flag pit stops, it looks like it's Dale Willoughby, Dude Conrad, and Brent Day out front here at Talladega Superspeedway. And though they are single file right now, when it comes to 2 to 3 laps to go, that's when they're going to start becoming more competitive. So we're going to take this time while there's now a break in the action to do what we were going to do before that's pump up the volume where you can hear the sounds of the cars, and I'll do a bunch of cams as we're now 10 laps to go, so here it is. After that pump up the volume, we're back here at Talladega Superspeedway. Nothing's changed for the most part. Dale Willoughby, Dude Conrad, and Brent Day are still 1, 2, 3. And we're now entering 5 laps to go. This is where we're going to see the competitiveness in these drivers start to ramp up a little bit. Right now, there's 3 drivers in contention right now. So all 3 of these drivers can win this race. Now we're 4 laps to go. Nobody's making a move yet. Right, here's where I think moves are going to start to be made with 3 laps to go. That tells Dude Conrad and Brent Day now that they only have 3 laps left to try to get by Dale Willoughby. The time is beginning to run low for the 2nd and 3rd place driver. What are they going to do to try to get by him? They might try to use Eric Laurie to maybe help them get up there. Since he's a lap car, but he's still up there, he can maybe help Dude Conrad, or he can help Brent Day. They can draft with each other to get up there past Dale Willoughby. So no major moves being made. With 3 laps to go, how about 2 laps to go? Still Dude Conrad and Brent Day remain behind Dale Willoughby. Same thing with Eric Laurie. He's not trying to help anybody yet. They're getting closer to a lap car. Oh, Brent Day, he moves up to the high side, but it looks like he's going to move back down. Must be just his line. All right, they got lap traffic. It's about to be the final lap. Can they make it by him clean? Looks like he moves up to the high side, which is a gentleman thing to do. Final lap is out. Dale Willoughby, Dude Conrad, and Brent Day are the 3 drivers that are fighting for this win right now. In the front straightaway, Dude Conrad and Brent Day continue to stay on the bottom behind Dale Willoughby. Will we see any moves? All right, this is going to be where most moves are made in the tri-oval. What's Dude Conrad going to do? Nothing. He just stays behind Dale Willoughby. And Dale Willoughby is your winner here at Talladega Superspeedway. We're going to let everybody get across the start-finish line. Congratulations to him. A performance well done.
Good win, Dale.
Let some of the damaged cars get past the start-finish line. Now everyone has made their way across the finish line. So congratulations.
Good job, guys.
Congratulations to the number 7.
Green flag pit stop always makes a difference here.
Michelob Ultra, Chevrolet Camaro, ZL1. And there it is, the burnout at Talladega Superspeedway. And that's a well-deserved burnout right there. Great performance for Dale Willoughby. Man, those are some nice donuts.
Yep, good job, guys. Good race. we'll be doing I believe the 87s, and I'm not sure what track we're doing on Tuesday night, but it'll be fixed. So see you guys then.
So while he's doing that burnout,
dude,
I'm going to show the final result representing the Mid-South Sim Racing Club, and that number 7. That's Dale Willoughby. He's your winner here at Talladega Superspeedway. Finishing second is the number 8 of Dude Conrad. Third was the number 65 of Brent Day. Fourth was the number 37 of Daniel Imrandal. And fifth was the number 81 of Josh Hall. Sixth was the number 36 of Art Peck. Seventh was the number 99 of Tom Labar. In eighth was the number 052 of Joe Della Vecchia. Finishing ninth was the number 78 of David Duke. In 10th was the number 83 of Ron Malone. 11th was the number 10 of Richard Still. 12th was the number 23 of Daniel Keith Jr. 13th was the number 071 of Eric Laurie. And 14th was the number 001 of Joseph Rock. 15th was the number 76 of DJ Harris. 16th was the number 18 of Michael Tipton. And rounding off the results, it's the number 14 of Ed Sauls. So thank you to all who participated in this race. And again, you can participate if you're in A class. We're going to be racing again on Tuesday, like Rob said, 87 cars. I'm going to go get the schedule quickly. We're going to look at the schedule, see what it's looking like next up. So this Tuesday, we had trucks at Atlanta. Next Tuesday, we're going to have 87 cars at Phoenix. So that should be exciting, but before we have that, we're going to have the Sabbath Day Racing Series on Sunday. So after you watch the NASCAR race at Texas, make sure to continue your Sunday race day by watching our Sabbath Day Racing Series. We're going to have Joe and Josh in the booth. They're always great announcers with their knowledge of the iRacing as a whole, and they bring a lot to the table. Then on Monday, we're going to have the iRacing Superstock League, and it's going to be the season finale at the Las Vegas Bull Ring. So if you've enjoyed the iRacing Superstock League, I've learned that a lot of you guys have actually found Intensity Broadcasting from looking up the iRacing Superstock League. So I know we have a lot of fans from that league. So if you've enjoyed the iRacing Superstock League so far, tune in on Monday for the season finale, where we will have a champion crowned and prizes to be won. And then Tuesday, we're going to have, again, 87 cars at Phoenix, which should be exciting. So thank you for joining us on Intensity Broadcasting for FND Racing Friday Night at Talladega Superspeedway. I am Atlee Atman-Weiss, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's race, featuring the Cup cars and the exciting drivers from FND Racing. Please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, whatever platform you're watching on. And thank you to the 28.6% of our viewers who are followed and subscribed on Twitch and YouTube, though still 71.4% of Intensity Broadcasting's viewers are still not followed and subscribed on Twitch and YouTube. So if you do enjoy racing content, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and also turn on notifications so you actually get notified when we either go live or a video is posted. And also to get links to videos, like if you might miss a race, then you can go on our Facebook page and get links to videos of our previous Twitch live streams. Also visit us on our website at intensitybroadcasting.com Feel free on our website and Facebook page to contact us if you want us to announce your iRacing League. We do have some open days to fill, so if you want an announcer for your iRacing League, we'd be happy to do it, and make sure and you can contact us again on our Facebook and website. Hope to see you at our next race, which is going to be against Sunday at the Sabbath Day Racing Series. So go and give Joe and Josh some support and check that out. Hope to see you there. I'm Atlee @Man Weiss. Over and out.